Hey, it's the Worth Playboy.
And my Playboys Bunny.
Welcome to our podcast where we discuss pickup, game, relationships.
And sex.
Girls are never too busy for a man they're attracted to.
No, never. No.
This comes from probably one of the most common questions we get is, how many times should I ask a girl out?
Yeah.
And what they've experienced is, she's like, well, I'd really like to, but I can't. I've got to study. Okay. Hey, can you, would you be interested in doing this? Well, I'd really like to, but I got to take care of my cat.
Yeah.
This is what we tell gentlemen. You only ask girls out once. You ask them out once, and they're either going to say yes, they're going to say no, or they'll give you an alternative.
Right.
And the alternative means they truly are busy.
Yeah.
But they still want to go out with you.
Yes.
So there's a 2 out of 3 chances you're going to go out with her.
Yeah.
And no means no. If she says no, I can't, but there's no alternative.
Right.
She doesn't say I'm free next week. She doesn't say no, but we could do Wednesday, or no, but I'd love to see this movie with you.
Right.
She means no.
Exactly.
Girls, you see the extremes. They're like, well, use a Brad Pitt, analogy. Well, would she say she's too busy for Brad Pitt? You know? Well, most guys can't think that way.
Yeah.
And once you do kind of understand women, you will see that if they want to fuck you and are motivated, they will get on a plane and they will fly across the country.
Yeah.
They will walk to your house in the rain. They will climb into the second floor window, wait for your wife to leave for work that morning, and climb through the window and then hide in your closet. Because women that want to be with you will find a way.
Absolutely.
If there's anything in the world that they're telling you will keep them from you, there's not a lot of desire there.
Right.
Or any at all.
Exactly.
And we always tell gentlemen to focus on the yes girls, ignore the no girls. And if you have some free time, work on the maybe girls.
Right.
But once you do it right, you'll have more yes girls than you can handle.
Yeah.
And the thing is that let's go to the girl and let's ask her, because this is relevant. Guys always go, well, why do girls do that? Why don't they just say no? So what happens? What has happened?
Girls don't say no, just no, because we don't know you. We don't know how you'll react. We don't know if you'll, and this may sound far-fetched, but trust me on this, it's not. We don't know if you'll attack. We don't know if you'll get physically aggressive. We don't know if you'll start yelling. We don't know if you'll start calling us a bitch. We don't know how you're going to behave. Girls operate on a whole different level of needing at all times to keep us safe as we possibly can. Security is a huge factor in our world, which is why girls will fall in love with men that they feel safe with. Is this what you were going for? I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, you're not supposed to read my mind.
It is very much we don't know how you're going to respond. And so we try to soften the target a little bit. We try to just kind of be like, no, I can't. I have to study. But thanks. But like with Fort Worth, he had initially asked me out or to meet up for a Tuesday night. And I just had to laugh. I'm like, I'm a single mom, like with little kids at home. I can't go out on a Tuesday night. But I said, but I could Friday. I could go out Friday. So if a girl is not trying to just like put you off, saying, oh, I have to study. Oh, I have to wash my hair, which is another way of saying no, she will give an alternative. If she's like, I absolutely am covered up. I'm studying for the bar exam. I take the LSAT on, the 31st, or I've got a monstrous project at work that is still 3 weeks out until the presentation. But after that presentation, I would love to go out for drinks with you. Then she's genuinely busy. She's genuinely interested.
And there's two reasons that guys have trouble recognizing this. Mm-hmm. One, they want to hear yes at some point.
Right.
So they're like hanging on to what small crumbs because they don't understand girls aren't direct.
Right.
They're going, anything they hear, they're going to spin it to, well, there's a possibility. It's like Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's a chance.
That's all some men need that don't understand women. They need a 0.01% chance.
Yeah.
And two, men that don't understand women think logically. She didn't say no.
Right.
So maybe she'll say yes.
Yeah.
And the third kind of hidden thing that men don't realize, and even I, because your buddies, they don't tell you where they've been rejected and they went off.
Right.
And were butthurt and called her a bitch and a cunt and a whore.
And circled back 5 different times.
Yeah. I've never heard a man tell me a story, but I sure have seen the texts, heard the voicemails, seen it in person.
Yeah.
They never admit it.
No.
But when they snap because some girl said no, and again, I understand because it's not the first girl that said no. At some point it's like the 100th girl that said no.
Yeah.
And he snaps.
Yeah.
But again, when you do that, when you put her in her place per se, it makes life harder for all the rest of us because now she's gun shy.
Exactly.
And you make it harder for yourself because you're building bad habits.
It's true.
You're going off when they say no, as opposed to going, okay, and then closing the phone or walking away. Thank you. Just letting it go.
Yeah.
And then on to the next one.
Roger that.
Yeah, exactly. But these are 3 big things that you don't see. In most girls' interactions, 99% of their interactions are with guys that don't get it.
Yeah.
So when the one time the guy does get it, she's not prepared for that,
Well, and the maybe girls, the ones who aren't yes, or yes, I'd love to, or I can't right this second, but I can on this date. The girls who are maybe, they kind of are putting you off, but it's kind of wishy-washy. They will, maybe, they say, but maybe next week instead of a specific something. Those girls, the better you respond, the chiller you are about it, the more she'll go, oh,
yeah,
he seemed pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you're bitter about it, if she says, oh, I can't, I'm doing this, maybe next week. If she says something along those lines, and that's a pretty popular way to kind of put things off or kind of shit, it's really just a shit test. It's maybe I'm going to make this guy dance a little bit. If you just kind of go, okay, cool. I'll reach out to you next week or something like that, and go on about your business as if nothing ever happened, yet positive, negative, or neutral. You just kind of do your thing. She kind of goes, he was pretty cool. That was, I think I like him. And she'll think about you a lot more. Where if you are yeah, what the fuck ever, you're not going to call, or yeah, we'll see. Guys get really pissy and really bitter really quickly. Really quickly. And this is especially true in bar kind of situations when there's a little alcohol involved, social things like that. It gets bitter quick.
And this is where having a rule in your head of saying less.
Yes.
The less you say, the better off you'll be.
Absolutely.
Seriously, the more you learn from the up front, the less you talk to girls in the beginning with stuff like this. And you're going to get far more maybes or I can at this time than yeses. Because the chance of you lining up and getting a yes, especially time and, as you get older with more moving parts,
yeah,
is smaller and smaller. So you have to become ask a lot of girls out so you can discern what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, but Bunny does have a good point that being cool about it, it'll make him come back. And sometimes it's 3 months, 6 months. And what most girls, you don't realize in the background, because they've never mentioned any other men.
Yeah.
They've got an ex-husband that's sniffing around. They got an ex-boyfriend. They've got a friend with benefits that they're hoping will be their boyfriend.
Exactly.
But that's not going to happen if they're out with you. You know,
Yeah.
so they have to kind of mentally like prepare themselves to like give up on one thing and invest in another.
It's true.
You know, so you just have to keep all these things in mind.
It's true.
Yeah,
Makes
so-
all the difference,
Yeah.
though. Truly. And I would say if this is something that you struggle with, if this is something that you're interested in kind of diving more into lessons like this, Basic Training 1, Basic Training and Basic Training 2 by Fort Worth are excellent selections to check out. In the description box, you will find the link. This is 100 tips like this that help you dive down to the fundamental stuff that helps make your dating life, your attraction, your relationships, everything, your sex life better, smoother, easier. It's a lot of the stuff that's just foundational that you have to know. Maybe you've heard it before, maybe you haven't, but oftentimes, even if you know it, you aren't utilizing it. So it's a good reminder to just utilize these 100 basic tips, literally. If you like this podcast, please like, subscribe, share with your friends. We do not take your ears lightly. We know that our shows, our podcasts, our posts, our emails, all take up your valuable time, and we do not take that lightly. We hope to deliver you consistent, valuable content, and we appreciate you very much. Thank you so much for listening. We want you to win. Bye.